Some local stories now. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, in a bid to strengthen the criminal justice system and standardize investigation processes in the Nigeria Police Force, NPF, has ordered a streamlining of all police investigative processes. The move, according to the IGP, was to prevent duplication of investigation via indiscriminate petitions and transfer of cases initiated by individuals and groups who had been indicted in initial investigations as a way to frustrate diligent investigation process and truncate criminal justice delivery. The force spokesperson, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, in a statement, said the IGP gave the directive while reviewing and dealing with files and cases in response to complaints on indiscriminate transfer of cases from zonal or state commands and other investigative units of the NPF by operatives of the Force Criminal Investigations Department, Force Intelligence Bureau, and other force headquarters-based investigation outfits under the guise of reinvestigation at the prompting of indicted parties. Troops of Operation Forest Sanity have eliminated 4 terrorists and recovered arms and ammunition as well as other items in 2 encounters in Kaduna State. Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Musa Dan Madam, made this known in a statement in Abuja. Dan Madami said the troops had on Sunday and Monday responded to distress calls of bandits' attacks at Rafin Seriki village in Giwa local government area, Kaduna State. He said the troops engaged the terrorists in a gunfight and neutralized 2, recovering 1 AK-47 rifle. He added that troops had also on Tuesday carried out an ambush operation at Rafin Taba village in the same local government area and neutralized 2 terrorists. According to him, troops also recovered 2 AK-47 rifles, 4 AK-47 magazines, 51 special ammunition, 5 mobile phones, 1 cutlass, 2 motorcycles, and the sum of 206,000 naira. The Legal Practitioners Privileges Committee has opened invitations for lawyers to apply for the 2023 award for the rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria at 1 million naira per applicant. The LPPC, in a notice issued by its Secretary and Chief Registrar of the Supreme Court, Hajo Bello, stated that the purchase of the application, which began on January 1, will end on March 31, 2023. It stated that the invitation was in accordance with the provisions of Section 5, Subsection 2 of the Legal Practitioners Act, Cap L 11 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and Regulation 10, Sub 1, 4 of the Guidelines for the Conferment of the Rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria 2022. The LPPC warned further that any submission made after the deadlines will be treated as a non-submission. A recently conducted survey carried out by Market Trends International (NTI) on all presidential candidates in the 2023 election has placed Labour Party candidate Peter Obi ahead of Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, Bola Tinubu of All Progressives Congress (APC), and Rabiu Kwankwaso of New Nigeria People's Party (NNPP), among others. In a statement by the agency's executive director, Victor Ebomenye, the opinion survey conducted nationally in Nigeria saw the former Anambra State governor having the highest favorable rating to be the next president, with 44% of the respondents indicating they will vote for the Labour Party candidate in the upcoming presidential election. According to the MTI boss, this has come as a surprise to Nigerians because the Labour Party and Peter Obi had no presence in Nigerian presidential scene as of December 2021. And moving on, elder statesman Chief Edwin Clark has endorsed the candidacy of Mr. Peter Obi for the 2023 general elections. Chief Clark announced his position at a news briefing in Abuja. The elder statesman based his endorsement of Mr. Obi, who is the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, on traits he believes are critical to leading the country. Chief Clark further explained, cited honesty, trust and transparency, all of which is said Mr. Obi displayed when he was governor of Anambra State. He called on Mr. Obi to tackle the issues of the injustices and environmental degradation in the Niger Delta region if elected as president. The Ijaw leader's backing is the second high-profile endorsement to be received by Peter Obi in 3 days. Still on politics, the People's Democratic Party has said that the endorsement of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, by an elder statesman and leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, Chief Edwin Clark, on Tuesday, has further confirmed that the party must reconcile with the 5 aggrieved governors. The party's Deputy National Publicity Secretary, Ibrahim Abdullahi, while reacting to the endorsement by Clark, said the party must reconcile with the aggrieved governors. Clark had announced the endorsement at a press conference in Abuja barely 48 hours after a similar endorsement by former President Olusegun Obasanjo. He said it was only fair and just that the South produced the next president after 8 years of the President Muhammadu Buhari administration. He disclosed that he had earlier directed the national leadership of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum to meet with Obi in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State on December 23, 2022. He said after being briefed on the successful outcome of the interaction, he had taken note of some observations which led to the endorsement. No fewer than 6.7 million Nigerians have yet to collect their permanent voter cards (PVCs) less than 8 weeks to the general elections. Data obtained from the state offices of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) revealed that 6.7 million PVCs were locked up in INEC safes across 17 states and the Federal Capital Territory. The INEC had announced that the collection window for PVCs will commence December 12, 2022 and end on January 22. The INEC National Commissioner for Information and Voter Education, Festus Okoye, disclosed this in a statement that with effect from January 6 to 15, 2023, the collection of the PVCs will be devolved to the ward level, after which collection will be moved to the local government areas. During the 2019 general elections, the INEC said it had about 82.3 million registered voters. However, only 28.6 million voted in the polls, which resulted in the re-election of the President, Muhammadu Buhari, who polled 15 million to defeat his closest rival, Atiku Abubakar, who scored 11.2 million votes. During the Lagos governorship elections, less than 2 million voted in the poll, which was won by Babajide Sanwo-Olu of the APC. He gathered 739,445 votes to defeat Jimmy Agbaji of the PDP, who got 206,141 votes. Leader of a community-based organization, Mr. Mainas Ayuba, has called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to produce a special ballot paper for the blind in the forthcoming general election. Ayuba said that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, should ensure friendly user facilities during the election. He noted that sensitization on voter education had started in earnest to ensure that eligible voters participate in the election process. He also said that meetings were held with community-based organizations, CBOs, that worked with people with disabilities, PWDs, on voter education in 2022. Meanwhile, Mrs. Naomi Yusuf, INEC's gender officer, said that ad hoc staff will be trained on the use of assisted devices ahead of the 2023 general election. She said the device would support people living with disability during the election process. Yusuf said the commission had identified 6 clusters amongst the PWDs, including the physical, albinism, speech, hearing, visually impaired, and leprosy. She added that special consideration would be given to PWDs during election day. Yusuf said that INEC had also made a 3-day provision in its office to conduct a continuous voter registration for PWDs to ensure they register. And out to stories from Africa, but we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll continue with the news. Stay with us.